Hey guys, this is Din.
And this is Rish.
And welcome to Z-Talk, the Zelda Dungeon podcast.
Halloween edition.
Rish has got our place all decorated up for Halloween here. I think he went a little overboard for my liking.
Oh, it's not that overboard.
What's in the crate? You have to tell me.
I'm not telling you.
Something's in the crate, I know
Nothing's in the crate.
Okay.
It's sleeping.
What's sleeping?
Nothing's sleeping.
Okay. Well, we got an entirely Halloween-themed podcast here for you guys, so we hope you enjoy it.
Let the spookiness begin.
Hey there, trick-or-treating podcasters! This is Colonel-Majora here for more Legendary Reflections. I am finally doing a themed segment. Halloween seemed like a really good time to do so here I am. But let's get right to the point. A long time ago, a random person had a submission about the undead of Hyrule. A submission that I actually responded to. Since that was already done, though, I couldn't really talk about it again, so I had to think of something else. But it wasn't hard to think of what else to talk about relating to the scary things in Zelda, since there's so much. I could talk about something else about the monsters, the scary places in Hyrule, evil, nasty villains and characters. The list goes on. There's so much to pick from, but that's just it. There is so much. The fact that Zelda is so full of scary elements is a topic in and of itself. So I decided to go through all the main series games and see just how each one fares on the scary scale. It's Halloween, people. We gotta seek out and soak up the sneakiest and creepiest moments of Link's adventures. And so we shall. Now, granted, this is mostly for the typical ghost, zombie, monster, Halloween-y, you know what I mean, type scariness. But I'm also going to go through everything that scared me silly when I was playing through the games. So let's get a move on. First three games. Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link to the Past. They're not hugely frightening. What with the simple guinea-filled graves, slightly silly-looking Stalfos warriors, and Link to the Past's scariest thing would probably have to be Vitreous, the giant eyeball monster. Ugh. And the Dark World, an interesting take on a hellish world, but not that freaky at all. Next, Link's Awakening, even less scary than the first three games. It's too funny to scare anyone, really. Scary things in Zelda are pretty much limited to the 3D era of games. After Ocarina of Time, things got creepier and creepier. So that's where we start. Ocarina of Time easily has the two scariest of all dungeons in the series. The Shadow Temple, and the bottom of the well. Now, the walls made up of skulls, the giant guillotines, the spinning sickles, and worst of all, the horrid screams and moans in the background music. Bloody terrifying. But this was the game that gave us Dead Hands and Re-Dead, so I'd probably call those the scariest things. I won't even get started on those. Anyway, let's go to Majora's Mask. Now that was different. Like, different in every sense different. I mean, I think Majora's Mask was the only game that truly strayed from your typical horror. If you don't know what pathetic fallacy is, it's sort of like projecting a character or multiple characters' feelings onto the current area. Like rain when everyone's sad, or earthquakes when someone's angry. Things like that. This is used so much in media, but Majora's Mask doesn't use it, and it still manages to scare the bejesus out of everyone. I cannot go through everything that freaked me out in this game, or else this will be the podcast's only segment this month. It would take that long. But, for reference, Them from Romani Ranch's defense mission? Good God. Anywho, Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons next. Yeah. So not scary. I mean, the freakiest thing's probably the Face Shrine's music. Mildly scary in a cool way, you know? So these two games pretty much fail in the scary category. Good thing they're good games, though. Next, Wind Waker. So nice, so cute, so not scary in the slightest way. The Earth Temple, which was kind of meant to be the freaky part, was sort of made childish by things like Big Fat Jalhalla. No offense to Wind Waker, I love the game, but yeah, not scary. Aside from the terrifyingly amped up screams of the Redeads. Then again, some might say that the scariest thing in Wind Waker would be good old Tingle. Right, Rishian? Moving on. Now, I'm not even gonna bother with Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures. They're cool games, but nothing remotely scary about them. But Minish Cap. Yeah, nothing scary there either. Handhelds are kind of failing on the scary factor. But after all that, there is Twilight Princess. Gotta love it. The darkness, the evil, the mood, it all fits. The realism makes a lot of scary things. Like the Twilight areas of Hyrule, or more specifically, things like the Death Sword in Arbiter's Grounds. But by far, no doubt, unmistakably, no contest, the scariest thing in Twilight Princess, and probably the entire series, Lanayru's projected vision. You know, the vision Link gets, that Link is shown after helping Lanayru get the Tears of Light back in the Lanayru province. The one with the dark interlopers and the white eyes and the screaming and the dozens of Hylias and holy crap, the list goes on. If you haven't seen it, trust me, you may think you're living under a rock, but it's a rock well worth living under. But let's move on. Once again, the handhelds fail in fright, you know, like in its predecessor, Wind Waker. Phantom Hourglass is not freaky at all. Only there are those cutscenes that show what Bellum did to overpower the Ocean King. You know, that music and those pictures are quite chilling. Still though, onward. And Spirit Tracks! Again! The handhelds fail. Not to rip on the handhelds in general, but they're not serious games at all. I mean, they're very good, but yeah, you know what I mean. Malladus, a huge skull, and I laughed when I saw him. Enough said. And now the big one, Skyward Sword. A few things freaked me out when I was playing, things that thankfully were meant to be scary. First off, not the zombie bokoblins themselves, since they looked painfully silly, but rather the areas that they were usually found in. The areas where when you walked, you could actually hear the bones beneath your feet. Gross. Another nasty one would have to be the voice in Skyloft Academy's bathroom. I walked in, and a moaning, nameless hand popped out of the toilet and started talking to me. Nothing to say that you aren't already thinking. Though, I mean, this one's voice made it way freakier than the toilet hands in Majora's Mask and Oracle of Ages. Nonetheless, a potential scary moment was sort of wasted at the final fight of the game. I won't name the boss for non-spoilers' sake, but when you're about to fight them, they turn the skies stormy in the area you're in. I think that you should have been made to fight the last boss in a blue-skied, reflection-floored area, i.e. the way the area looked when you arrived there. The calm nature of the background mixed with the evil feeling of the fight would contrast in just the right way and would have made it a good kind of scary. And finally, the newest of terrifying things in Skyward Sword, and one very creative idea, the Silent Realm Guardians. Seriously, they work in favor of the goddess, but scare the ever-living daylight out of me. I'm just trying to find those sacred tear things, and the second I walk out of the starting point, bam! Chilling and frantic, yet perfectly fitting music starts playing, the colors around me go majorly inverted, and a 7-foot weapon-wielding, full-throttle suit of armor suddenly is out to bash my head in. The imagery alone is messed up, but with no weapons to use, you're stuck with running from flying and running behemoths of fright. And for the record, the Guardians reminded me a lot of the Phantoms in Phantom Hourglass, but the Phantoms way less freaky. But I guess that's it. Overall, I think Ocarina of Time was best at bringing out that classic kind of freaky, kind of scary. But Majora's Mask made great innovations in the creep factor of the series. The images, the sound, the atmosphere, it all came together and freaked us all out in a great kind of way. But I want to hear back from you guys. What scared you the most in the Zelda series, and do you think future Zeldas should be scarier than the ones we have now? Let me know at colonelmajora@gmail.com. That's COLONELMAJORA@gmail.com. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. So have a terrifyingly awesome Hallows Eve, everybody. And the same to you, Dinenrish. Back to you.